Hi, my name is Sue. I'm one of the interior design lecturers here at Billy Blue in Brisbane for Torrens University Australia. And I'm here with Nina and Michelle, my fellow lecturers. And Nina and Michelle, you've taken this whirlwind tour of Morocco with many design students. Tell us about the inspiration or the catalyst for the trip and for the book, Uncovering Morocco.
We have done quite a few trips here as part of studying here at university. So this is our third trip that took us to Morocco. And the book in itself was initially inspired of really a cup of tea between all of us locked up in COVID virtually, and wanting to do something good with all of these beautiful photos that we had and longing to travel again, I guess. Our wish, obviously, that this is a book that's being used among students, about people buying it, but as a reference point that you look at the book and get inspired with the beauty that Morocco has to offer, which is often probably not well documented.
And there was a big good element to this trip. Can you tell us a little about that?
So as part of our trip, we visited a beautiful retreat outside of Morocco, and Marrakesh was a retreat designed by Miriam Montague, an interior designer based in Morocco, and she's quite known there. And when we went and saw the Australian embassy and had a talk to personnel there, they did mention that they do collaborate a lot with her, which made us look her up and network with her. We went and saw her, and she gave the student a beautiful, almost 2-hour-long talk about design and the spirits of Morocco. And she works closely with an NGO project called Project SOAR, which empowers young women in Africa with the consent of their parents, just to really further educate themselves and become an independent, powerful human being. And proceeds from this book goes directly to Project SOAR, and with much gratitude from them, and will make a change for these young women who want to make a difference in their lives. Yeah.
You went on this trip with us. What did you get from this trip? What was amazing about this trip?
I think for me, both as a student and now as a lecturer, is the stories that you encounter over there with discovering the designs and the history of the architecture there in Morocco, and seeing how people live and hearing their stories. It really influences my design as a student, and now how I also teach to new students. And one of the highlights of the trip for me was just going to Marrakesh and just seeing the different way that architecture and design affects how people live over there and the style of the houses.
Yeah, I think for me, I think being with the students was really amazing, and just seeing what they got out of it was just really inspiring, and just makes you think that, teaching is well worth it. And I think meeting the people of Morocco and North Africa are just such lovely people. We just got so much from them, the stories they told us. Our guide was just incredible. He just looked after us every step of the way. It was just an amazing trip.
Yeah, so that's probably a good segue to what's the next adventure?
Well, these trips are going to continue to happen, and we're staying positive. We've got a few other trips planned in the future, taking us to the UK, hopefully as soon as we get the go ahead. St. Petersburg is also on the agenda, and possibly Cuba. So yeah, we're constantly planning and getting excited about creating these unique trips, which makes this university so special, because it's not a shopping trip, it's actually a design trip.
And I think you've both spoken a little bit about this, but as now award-winning authors and lecturers, how do you help students integrate experiences into their design process?
When we see the students' work, especially some of the students that did some of the projects We had a work integrated learning project when we were actually in Morocco, and they got so much out of it. You know, some of them just, you know, did some incredible sketchbooks, which is, you know, all part of the design process. And then they had to design a riad at the end of it, and we just saw some incredible results. Not just, you know, doing a house, they changed the riad into spas or shops, and, you know, they just got inspiration from everywhere.
And also maybe the way they're connecting, these students all come from across Australia, so it's not just Brisbane-based students, but from all of our campuses, from all streams. So we have fashion students, photography students, we had graphic communication students, and of course interior design students, all joining on one plane, going to one destination, sharing accommodation, and really integrating with their specific streams. And that, I mean, they made friends for life. Well, so you've been a student here for a while at Billy Blue. So you've started off with a diploma, so we've had you for a little while studying here. You did the diploma first, and then you transitioned over to the bachelor, and you completed your bachelor, and now you're working here as a lecturer. But as a student, if you're reflecting on your time here, what makes it so unique to study with us? Because you have studied at other universities, so I guess you can compare a bit.
So what makes Billy Blue here unique is the people I've met along the way, and the lecturers here, and both of you, and the other lecturers here on the Brisbane campus have just made the experience so special and so meaningful. Everyone brings their own experiences and expertise to it, and it's just not something that you get a lot of at other universities with a larger, you know, 300 people in a large lecture hall. You don't really get to know the teachers and lecturers on a personal level, and I think that really made a difference for me.